Join the Bhakti podcast with deep insights into all matters spiritual. Like and subscribe to keep up to date with your inner self.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Shri Mate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatyadesh Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Nitya Sachi Sundar Gaura Hari 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 Jaya Radha Govinda Ji Radha Govinda Radha Govinda Ji Radha Govinda Jaya Radha Govinda Ji Radha Govinda Radha Govinda Ji Radha Govinda Jaya Giri Govardhan 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 Jaya Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan, Jaya Radha Klitops Ishvara, Jaya Radha Klitops Ishvara, Jaya Radha Klitops Ishvara, Jaya Radha Klitops Ishvara, Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Guru Deva, 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 Jaya Guru Deva.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Beautiful. Thank you, Hare Krishna. Now, I would like you to, Amisha, find a setting, because still it's kind of coming over distorted. I know on my side, when I play the harmonium, I have to choose a setting. It says original sound for musicians on. Now, I wonder if you have that setting as well. Original sound for musicians on. By default, it is off. But if you find this setting, click on it and then it's on. I wonder if that makes a difference. Just have a look. Also, it's difficult for me to remember. I chanted Jaya Radha Klitops Ishvara, but better would be, I always don't get it. I'll have to practice it. Like Jaya Radha London Ishvara. So we could also say Jaya Radha Klitops Ishvara Radha Klitops Ishvara Radha. That would be better probably. If I can remember. So Jaya Radha Klitops Ishvara Radha Klitops Ishvara. Like Jaya Radha Gokula Nanda Radha London Ishvara. Like that. Okay. That's just the two things. Huh? Yeah. If you find that setting, it may not be available to you. Then we could try that out. Perhaps that's the end of today's talk. Stay on a little bit, and if you find that setting, then we'll try to find it out, because it's so beautiful with a keyboard. Very, very nice kirtan. I think we can get it better. Okay. Which verse we have tonight? I need your help. I think it is 19, 8:19, but I'm not 100% sure. Which verse? Anyone? Ramananda, 8:19, 20? Where are we? Amisha, do you know where we are? Abai? Let me put it on. 8:18? No, it couldn't be, because Ramananda Prabhu he wrote an article and it says Bhagavad Gītā 8:18. So it should be 8:19, I would think so. His last article was about 8:18. Okay, so have a look. Does that look like we have done that? Or not? Yes, 8:19. Okay. Ramananda Prabhu, you want to read Sanskrit and Om Namo Bhagavate?
Yes,
Thank you.
Guruji.
Gracias.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Bhūta-grāmaḥ sa evāyaṁ. Bhūtvā pralīyate. Rātry-āgame vyāshaḥ pārtha. Prabhavaty ahar-āgame.
Gracias. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Amisha, do you want to read us a translation and purport, please? If you want to.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. Again and again the day comes, and this host of beings is active, and again the night falls, O Partha, and they are helplessly dissolved.
Thank you. There is no purport here. So we'll take the text 20 as well, and you can read the Sanskrit and verse and purport.
Text 20. Parastasmat tu bhāvo nyo vyakto vyaktat sanātanaḥ yasa sarveṣu bhūteṣu naśyatsu na vinaśyati. Translation and purport by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Yet there is another nature which is eternal and is transcendental to this manifested and unmanifested matter. It is supreme and is never annihilated. When all in this world is annihilated, that part remains as it is. Purport. Krishna's superior spiritual energy is transcendental and eternal. It is beyond all the changes of material nature, which is manifest and annihilated during the days and nights of Brahmā. Krishna's superior energy is completely opposite in quality to material nature. Superior and inferior nature are explained in the 7th chapter.
Jai Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Amakinatimirandasya Gananjana Shalakaya Jakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Shtapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupakadamayam Dadati Swapatandikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yudapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Zakrachatam Zahagana Ragunatanvitam Tam Sachivam Sadvaitam Savatutam Parichana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shivishakanvitam Scha Jai Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagadapate Gopisha Gopika Kanda Radha Kanda Namostute Dabda Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishapana Sutta Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarupyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Eva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasati Gaura Bhaktarinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. Brajaraj Krishna Das Hare Krishna. Is that you, Birchu?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Hare
Raj
Krishna.
Krishna Das. Thank you very much for being here tonight.
Hare Krishna, thank you.
From Leicester.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have Abhay, Amisha from the East Coast, Prakash from Delhi, and Rambananda Prabhu from Italy. Beautiful. So, let's have a further look at that text. Lord Krishna speaks about another nature. In the previous verse, he describes we had also the destruction of the universe. Yes, there may have been a little bit of a confusion last time, and I don't think I expressed it very precisely. What is actually happening at the day and night of Lord Brahma? The living entities don't being dissolved, absorbed in Karanadakashai Vishnu, Mahavishnu. That is at the end of the total creation. At the end of Brahma's day. Likewise, like with Karanadakashai Vishnu, Mahavishnu, who breathes lying in the causal ocean and breathes out, and all the universes, all, not just one universe, all the universes with innumerable Brahmas in the universes presiding over. They, in seed form, they're coming out of his breathing, his nostrils, his mouth, they're coming out of his pores. So it's a gigantic form of Mahavishnu. Maha, great Vishnu. So great that he contains the entire creation within him. So the universe is coming out of his pores, his exhalation. And when he inhales, all the universes, innumerable universes, enter back into his transcendental body. And that is one creation. One creation is coming forth, and the creation is wound up at the end of Brahma's life. That was 311 trillion, 40 billion earthly years. That number sticks in my mind. I think that's the number. So after trillions of years. Now, at the next level, when these universes, of course, are generated through the pores of Mahavishnu, and in each and every universe enters Garbhodakashai Vishnu. That Vishnu from whose navel Lord Brahma appears in each and every universe. And the universes are of different sizes also. There's some smaller and some bigger universes. Our universe is relatively small. Therefore, our Lord Brahma has 4 heads. There are bigger universes where Lord Brahma, according to the size of the universe, has 8, 16, 32, hundreds of heads. Because Lord Brahma has to check everything in the universe is going all right. So a big universe, there need to be a lot of heads to oversee everything. So in each of the universes coming from Karanadakashai, Karana is a causal ocean, Karana ocean. He's lying on the causal ocean. That's the cause of the whole creation. So in each and every universe created by this Karnataka-shai or Mahavishnu, Garbhodaka-shai Vishnu, who's lying on the Garbhodaka ocean, also an ocean, he's lying on another Shesha. So when a day of Brahma comes to an end, then all living entities, all material creation within that particular universe, including Lord Brahma, they're all being absorbed through the breathing, the inhaling of this Garbhodaka Vishnu, and they enter the body of Garbhodaka Vishnu. And that is Lord Brahma's night. Lord Brahma's night. And that night, moment. That night of Lord Brahma is just like his day is 4,320,000,000 earthly years. No, 4,320,000 earthly years. We have just Prakash is here twice. Okay. So be it. Yogi can expand himself. So Brahma's day is called a kalpa, the 4 yugas times 1,000 times rotating. And it comes to 4,320,000,000 earthly years. And the night is as long. 4,320,000 is also 4 yugas together times 1,000. That is the day 4,320,000,000. The day of Brahma and the and the night of Lord Brahma is the same duration. So that's a long time. The living entities have to stay in the body. It's an inactive. So how can we understand that? Inactive, dissolved in the body of Garbhodaka Vishnu. Everything stops. And important, the karma is preserved and our individuality is preserved also. So we're still individual beings, and when the day of Lord Brahma starts, we're coming forth again, and we just carrying on where we stopped. Where we stopped at the night of Lord Brahma before everything got dissolved. Our karma would just carry on while in the body of Garbhodaka Vishnu, or for the universal total destruction in the body of Mahavishnu. Our individuality is preserved and our karma is a standstill. We don't create karma. We don't suffer or enjoy any karma while in the body of Mahavishnu or respectively in the body of Garbhodaka Vishnu. One can take an example, like a seed. In a seed, everything is present, it's dormant. As long as the seed doesn't germinate, the tree, even a big banyan tree, a small little seed, a big banyan tree is contained in that seed. The potential is there. Everything is there. But it's in a dormant state. So in the same way, we are in the body of Garbhodakasha Vishnu during the partial devastation or to the complete devastation in the body of Mahavishnu. We are in a seed form. And when we come out again, when the Lord exhales, then we start again creating karma, suffering karma, enjoying karma, exactly where we left off. Another example is also quite nice to understand that situation. It's like a film plays in the cinema. And when Lord Brahma's night arrives, the film stops. And when Lord Brahma's day arrives, the film starts again. So the film is there, the individual pictures, everything is there. But it's stopping. The cinema, the spool stopped turning. Lights are turned off, people are sent home. Next day, they're coming again, and the light is turned on, and the film starts rolling again. So that's just to give us a little bit of an idea what is happening in the body of Garbhodakasha Vishnu or Mahavishnu for the total destruction. And again, Brahma's day comes, and all the living entities become active. And when night falls, Brahma's night, they are helplessly dissolved. It's not, the word is not used destroyed, because individuality is there, the living entities are not destroyed. They're dissolved there. The film spool stands still. So in the verse today, there's another nature, eternal, transcendental. Transcendental to manifest and unmanifested matter. That's important. Manifested matter is at Brahma's day. Unmanifested matter is at Brahma's night. So this other nature is eternal and transcendental to the manifested state of this material matter and the unmanifested state. It is supreme and is never annihilated. When all in this world is annihilated, that part remains as it is. So that's the spiritual world, Goloka, or the innumerable Vaikuntha planets. And that is, of course, the superior spiritual energy of Krishna. Krishna has innumerable energies. But if we want to categorize Krishna's energies, there are three energies. His spiritual energies is a superior energy. His marginal energy, marginal in between. And his material energy, his separated energy. How can we understand the separated energy? What does it mean, separated energy? Srila Prabhupada gives an example. If I talk to you, if he talks to us directly, that is his not separated energy, his direct energy. Srila Prabhupada talking. But if Srila Prabhupada dictates and talks on a dictaphone, on a tape recording, and we play that tape recording, it's exactly what we hear as Srila Prabhupada has dictated his Bhaktivedanta purpose. We have so many audio lectures of Srila Prabhupada, and I can only recommend, listen to Srila Prabhupada's audio lectures. They're all available on the database and in so many other places. Because his audio lectures are very special. His audience is not the worldwide populace for the next 10,000 years. The books are addressed to the civilization for 10,000 years. the entire world. That's the books for Bhagavad Gītā, Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Nectar of Devotion, and so on. Is Upanishad. But these audio lectures are for the devotees at a particular place, at a particular time, under particular circumstances. So there are many arrival lectures, audio lectures. They're also in writing, of course, it has been transcribed, but it's very nice if we can understand Srila Prabhupada's accent. If we cannot, by hearing and hearing and hearing and hearing, in due course of time we'll understand Srila Prabhupada's accent very nicely. There are websites, prabhupadvani.com. Keep that in mind. Vani is the instruction form of the spiritual master. So one word, prabhupadvani.com. They have the audio and the transcribed audio lectures. And if we have difficulties of following Srila Prabhupada's pronunciation and accent, then we can read, we can hear the lecture and read along as well. Very nice, very nice. And in due course of time, we will understand Srila Prabhupada's accent and pronunciation and everything. So these lectures, arrival lectures, morning walks. Srila Prabhupada regularly went on a morning walk. How did it come to the morning walk? I don't know. You know that story? Srila Prabhupada had some health issues. And there was a doctor. Also, he was an alcoholic. But the doctor said to him, "You, Swamiji, if you don't walk, if you just sit all day long and translate your books, you need to move, you need to walk, otherwise your life will be shortened." And Srila Prabhupada took that advice. And it shows also a very interesting lesson. One can take gold even from a dirty place. The gold is not affected. Or one can take good advice even from an alcoholic doctor, a drunkard. But the advice was good. Walk. And Srila Prabhupada, from that moment on, he went without any missing anything. He went on a regular morning walk every day. And that was, of course, very nice for the devotees, because a certain group of devotees, they were following Srila Prabhupada on that morning walk. And he had they're asking questions, and he explained, sometimes not for a long time, just walking. And what was he doing on the morning walk? Chanting, always, chanting, always, always. And the devotees on the Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. And then at times Prabhupada stopped, or a devotee asking a question, and they stopped, and Srila Prabhupada gave an explanation. So very nice morning walks. Then we have festival lectures. Festivals, Jamashtami and other festivals. Loads of, for every festival there is a lecture. And double lectures, year after year. Then we have initiation lectures. They're also very nice, where initiations take place. And when initiations take place, like we had in Derby, there is usually the spiritual master speaks something to the devotees. Vijay is here. Hare Krishna. Welcome, Vijay. So we have initiation lecture, festival lecture, arrival lecture, and morning walks, all of that. So this is the separated energy. It's not directly for those devotees who took part in the morning walks or were present at the arrival or festival lectures. But for others, if we listen to these audio recordings, it's not directly Srila Prabhupada, it's recorded, his voice, and that is compared to the separated energy of Krishna. So this material energy is a separated energy in the same way as a tape recording. It's also Krishna's energy. There's nothing out of Krishna. But we have lost the connection. We're getting so much absorbed in this material energy that we don't see the connection with Krishna. Everything belongs to Krishna. This material energy with all the objects of sense gratification, everything existing, that's Krishna's energy. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gītā, Daiviyesha gunamai mamamaya duratya. This divine energy, it's a divine energy. He says it's difficult to overcome. Why? Because something, by my own strength, I will conquer over this Maya. It's material energy, Maya. That which is not illusory energy. Why illusory energy? Because we have forgotten the connection with Krishna. Because this material energy is Krishna's energy, divine, his divine energy. But on our own strengths, it is difficult to overcome. But those who have surrendered unto me, there we come, surrendering to Krishna. Those who have surrendered unto me can easily cross beyond it. Easily. So if we have surrendered to Krishna through the medium of the spiritual master, then this material energy is far away. It's not material energy. We see the connection with Krishna. And then what we do under the instruction of Guru and Shastra, what we do with this material energy, we're using this material energy not anymore for sense gratification, which is and has been the mode for millions of lifetimes. We have been trying to become happy by enjoying this material energy. And as we have mentioned before, the moment we craving for enjoying this material energy, the moment that happens, distress is born. We don't like distress. Nobody likes distress. So the moment we craving of enjoying this material energy, instead of engaging this material energy in the service of Krishna, we separate this material energy from Krishna. So that moment, distress is created. While we employing this material energy for Krishna's service, there's no distress. Happiness. Great happiness and bliss. Engaged in Krishna's service. Everything connected to the Lord. Only when we want to separately enjoy, then the trouble starts. I always give an example, because we forget to whom everything belongs. Let's say your neighbor got a new car, big Lamborghini or some big sports car, nice red sports car. Just next door neighbor, standing on his driveway. The door is even open and the keys are in. So we think, oh, let me enjoy that car. It's just so inviting. I don't know who it's belonging to. We don't even think that. We just think, oh, that's a nice car. The door is open, the keys are in, and we sit in and drive off. And then our distress starts, because we have stolen a car. and the police is chasing us. So just because we have forgotten this is a neighbor's car. It's not my car. It belongs to the neighbor. I cannot just use it without permission. If I ask the neighbor, can I have a ride? You've got such a beautiful car. And the neighbor may even say, okay, come and sit in. Let's have a drive. So that is our forgetfulness. Everything starts from this forgetfulness. When we came into this material world, this forgetfulness was already there. In fact, we came to this material world because we want to enjoy that neighbor's car. We want to steal it. We want to steal Krishna's energy and employing it for our own sense gratification. That desire of enjoying this material energy, Krishna's energy, that creates our suffering, our distress, it creates our karma, and we're going around and around and around, birth and death and birth and death, and getting absorbed in Garbhodakasha Vishnu and staying in his body for a long time and coming out again, and the wheel of karma starts again and again and again, and we're getting absorbed in the body of Mahavishnu for an even longer time, for trillions of years. And then the creation starts again, and the wheel of karma starts again, and we can carry on where we left off. And this has been going on for many, many creations. But now we got an opportunity. The pure devotee, Srila Prabhupada, has appeared. The Acharya of the entire Parampara Acharya, Sampradaya Acharya, the entire Brahmā Madhva Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. So that great personality has come and gives us an opportunity to get out of this material entanglement. He has given us an opportunity, and by his guidance, by his engaging us in devotional service, by all the knowledge and Shastra he has commented on and written and presented in English language, we got the greatest opportunity since millions and millions of lifetimes. And we must take advantage. If we cannot take advantage, as I've just recently explained to Vijay, if we cannot take advantage of linking with Srila Prabhupada, and only one has to be quite advanced, because Srila Prabhupada is not physically present in front of us. So that makes, at the beginning, that makes some difficulty, because we are embodied beings, and to relate to something which is not embodied, which we cannot see with our eyes and speak to and hear and with our material senses, that's very difficult. It's an advanced stage of Krishna consciousness, that we can make that pure connection through Srila Prabhupada's Vani. Therefore, we have the opportunity of the physical presence of a spiritual master, of the physical presence of devotees, of the physical presence of mature and ripe devotees. We take advantage of that. And we linking with those devotees who are physically present. If we cannot link directly in full surrender to the Vani of Srila Prabhupada, directly linking with Krishna is out of question. That we can never. And Krishna doesn't want that. Who are we? We have heard some people, I don't need a guru. I don't need a spiritual master. I will directly link with Krishna. Who are you? What a tiny little speck we are. And we want to directly link with Krishna? Krishna is so great, so beyond us. You cannot see Krishna that easily. Experience Krishna. Of course, we can experience Krishna to the sound of the holy name. But how much are we advanced that we really understand that Krishna is fully present within his name, Krishna? We need to be quite advanced to understand that. So it's a physical presence of the spiritual masters, a physical presence of Vaishnavas, of devotees, mature devotees. That is meant for helping us. And if the spiritual master engages us in devotional service, he finds ways and tricks to get us connected with Krishna again, to take these very objects we used to just enjoy. People going through the park, going through the nature, and they're picking a flower. Oh, what a nice rose, what a nice flower. Picking the flower and smelling, oh, what a beautiful smell. Now, Srila Prabhupada has trained us, engaged us. Don't pick this flower and smell it. Pick this flower and offer it to Krishna, and then you smell it. So just bringing everything back again to Krishna, connecting with Krishna. Same with the food. Previously we cooked food for our own enjoyment. It's not uncommon. So when someone is cooking in the kitchen, oh, is there enough salt in? Okay, so taste the preparation. Even, that is a very interesting story. I was doing Amrita Radhe Mataji, Hare Krishna. Look what a big group we have. Ribol. So I was doing, a long time ago, some book distribution shop to shop. I came to a baker's shop, and he was standing by the dough mixing machine. And I said what I had to say, introduced Srila Prabhupada's books. And he was standing next to the dough, the machine was going on. When the dough was kneaded and mixed, big container full of dough for his bread making, baker. And then from time to time, he went with his finger into the dough and he tasted the dough. I was, even from the hygienic point of view, that is unacceptable. But from every other point of view, yes, he tasted that food which he is just about to prepare. So it's not uncommon for non-devotees when they're cooking. In fact, it's very, very common. When the mother is cooking, she's tasting the preparation all the way through to make sure it is nice for the family and for the children. That is a little bit advanced. At least she thinks of the family and the children and not herself. But that is not bringing us back in contact with Krishna. So Srila Prabhupada taught us, don't taste the preparation you are cooking. Just you put a reasonable amount of spices and salt and don't taste it. Offer it to Krishna. And after Krishna has accepted the offerings, then we taste and eat. So all these services Srila Prabhupada has created for us to remember Krishna. Why is this chanting of Hare Krishna? To remember Krishna. Why is these festivals, Ratha-yatra and so many nice festivals? To remember Krishna. Why book distribution? To remember Krishna. Why prasadam, offerings to remember Krishna? Why arti? All the services. Prabhupada said we can just chant Hare Krishna sitting under a tree. But I have created these services, all these different services, which we're doing in the Hare Krishna movement. I've created that to engage you in some sort of devotional service to Krishna. So our lust, previously, our lusty desires of enjoying for ourselves are transformed into love. At the beginning, maybe not love, but duty and regulations and shastric injunctions, and all of that we follow, we promise at the time of initiations to follow these principles. These are the pillars of material life. Meat eating, fish, egg eating. Everybody's doing it. Going into you feel hungry, you're going into a grocery shop. You want something with grains, and you're looking and there are nice cakes and baked things, and most of them have eggs inside. How frustrating. Eggs everywhere, everywhere. There's a few things with no eggs inside. Fish. People love fish. Meat. Regularly. I must get my protein. People have too much protein nowadays. There are so many protein bars and seeds and nuts and all of that. So it's commonplace. Meat, fish and eggs. Intoxication is very common. There's hardly anybody who doesn't take intoxication. It's very rare. Very rare. Even the ants on the ground, you give them some sugar, they're getting intoxicated. The Prabhupada said the ants take the sugar and get intoxicated. They get high from the sugar. We as devotees can also get intoxicated from sugar. When? At Balaram, Jayanti, usually at appearance of Lord Balaram, devotees making varuni. That's a drink. Lord Balaram got intoxicated on it, but we cannot imitate that. Lord Balaram is Lord Balaram. So this varuni, sometimes devotees make varuni with fruit juice and lots sparkling Ben used to put some sparkling water inside and loads of honey. And honey is sweet, that is intoxicating. So if we drink too much varuni, we also become a little bit lightheaded. So sugar is intoxicating. And there's so many other intoxicants. The most famous intoxicant is, of course, alcohol. Every corner shop, alcohol. And most corner shops, they have specifically, or certain corner shops, I should say, it looks like they are specifically meant for drunkards. And they are frequented by drunkards. They have a few other things as well. But the main items is cans of beer and spirits, hard spirits, and this kind of thing. So that is intoxication. There are other intoxicants. There is marijuana. There is the heavy intoxication of drugs, of
Hare Krishna Maharaj, a voice from your end seems quite low, at least for us.
What is low? Hare Krishna. So volume is low?
Yes.
What about now? Is that better? Hare
A
Krishna,
bit
Hare
better.
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. What about now? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Yeah, better, I think.
Okay.
Yes, better, please.
I turn the volume a bit up.
Thank you.
Thank you for mentioning that. Thank you, Hare Krishna. So, intoxication. heroin, amphetamines, and this and that, and always some new intoxicants. So that is and cigarettes is also intoxications and nicotine. And tea, we have spoken about tea. Tea is a big thing for anyone coming from an Indian background. Why? Because they have been brought up from childhood with tea. I remember in my childhood days we had some milk maybe in the evening or afternoon, and cocoa as well. And then we were deemed old enough. We got some tea, black tea, with lots of milk inside. So parents knew, for young children, you don't have the intoxicating tea. Tea in the black tea is too strong for young children. So put lots of milk in, because I want also to drink what the parents are drinking. And then as we grew older, it was less and less milk, and then we got addicted to tea, coffee, tea. So from an Indian background, growing up with tea daily, and then coming to Krishna consciousness, no tea, no intoxication. That's very difficult for some, for most. And those who are determined, then they take decaffeinated tea or decaffeinated coffee. It still tastes almost like caffeinated tea or coffee. But the intoxicant part has been removed. The taste, one can get used to the taste. So that is a bridge to have still that illusion, I'm drinking tea, but not with an intoxicating effect. And the intoxicating effect is very strong. I remember when I was working in my young days, it was in a laboratory of a big chemical company. There was one gentleman, older gentleman. He started, while he had to handle working on some sensitive instruments, suddenly his hands started to shake violently. And he said, I have to get my coffee now. So he went, got a cup of coffee, and came back, and he was peaceful. So he had some very direct physical manifestations that he was so addicted to coffee, to the caffeine, that he actually started shaking. He couldn't do his job anymore. So he had to take some coffee, and he had to take his dose. It's addictive. It has to, even any intoxicant, one has to increase the dose to have the same effect as before. It's a horrible thing, intoxication. Then we have gambling. Gambling. It's not only gambling. It says gambling and mental speculation. That's also gambling. Mental speculation falls under the heading of gambling. Of course, gambling is very clear what that means. Putting money on the horses, playing the lottery, playing cards for money, gaining, and there are many different ways one can gamble. There's so many gambling shops on the high street, Hill and company, and there's a certain type of people. They're putting money on the horses as well. Certain type of people, they like to gamble. They're flocking to these shops in the hope maybe I can win something. And as I explained the story before, I was on a customer service in Sainsbury, and there was a man in front of me. He won something on the scratch card, and he cashed it in, and he got some £20. He won. And then he said to the shop assistant, now give me some new scratch cards. And he lost again his 20 pounds. And I said to him when he walked away, oh, you won and you lost. So in the hope, I put another 20 pounds on these cards. Maybe I'm going to win 40 or a lot of more money. But generally, he loses. So that hope is the same hope we have when we aiming for material happiness. It's also gambling. The whole life is a gambling with that mindset. Maybe I could become happy in material life. That's gambling. We don't. There is no happiness in material life. Oh, many times quoted as Srila Prabhupada said. We accept the distress in the hope for happiness. We know engaging in material activities, in gross material sense gratification, it will cause us distress. We take some intoxication in the hope to become happy. And we may even become a little bit happy in our alcoholic delirium. And then afterwards, when the hang-up comes, we know we're going to suffer when the hang-up comes from alcohol. We know that. But in the hope to squeeze out a bit happiness, at least for some time, we accepting the suffering. That's gambling. That's gambling. Of thinking there is some happiness in this material world. Let me try again. Well, sometimes people get married because they want some happiness. And then it doesn't work out, divorce. And then the mentality is, okay, let me try again. This time it will be better. And then again, divorce. And let me try again. People say 3 times married, 3 times happy. Let me try again. This time I will make sure it will last forever. Forever and ever. But nothing lasts forever. Very few nowadays, very few couples, you see, there still exist some older couples. 80-year-old gentleman and 80, 75-year-old lady, or even 90-year-old, and they're still together. The first and only marriage. But it's rare nowadays. It becomes very rare. As soon as there is some discrepancy in sense gratification, divorce. Why? Thinking the next one will be better. So if we take that strictly, that is gambling. So Srila Prabhupada has so wonderfully created these various different services, devotional service in Krishna consciousness, to again engage us in the service of the Lord, to bend our energy towards Krishna and not towards forgetfulness of Krishna and selfishly enjoy Krishna's energy as thieves. Anyone who's enjoying Krishna's energy is a thief, because he doesn't give credit to Krishna. He's as much a thief as if I take a neighbor's car in his driveway and drive it around. I'm a thief, because I didn't ask his permission. So if we take Krishna's energy without giving credit to Krishna, without thanking him, without even understanding it comes from him, yeah, we're also thieves. Everyone in this material world who tries to enjoy his senses is a thief. But devotees who taking that very same energy and engaging that energy in Krishna's service and taking the remnants, it's not that devotees don't eat. They eat like everybody else, very wonderful, very tasty food stuff. All what they do different, the consciousness of bringing in back together with Krishna. offering it to Krishna, remembering Krishna. That makes all the difference, that connection. Because we are rotting in this material world due to forgetfulness of Krishna. So what to speak of? Very tempting, the greatest attachment, the greatest material attachment, illicit sexual connections, illicit sex life. That takes various forms. It takes gross forms of having so many girlfriends and so many extramarital enjoyment in this way. And also enjoyment in the mind included. Trying of dreaming of enjoying sex life with our mind, not even physical, or by watching, being attracted to so many illicit sexual activities. And it takes this zenith in people are getting addicted to pornography. People are actually getting addicted. It's addictive. All sense gratification is addictive because it gives some kind of dopamine hit, some kind of hormonal excitement and temporary happiness that we're becoming addicted. People are alcohol addicted, intoxication addicted. People are sex addicts. Likewise. Very difficult. So one can become addicted to any form of sense gratification. So therefore, Srila Prabhupada, in his great mercy, he has laid down the law of these 4 regulative principles, and chanting at least 16 rounds to remember Krishna. And you follow these regulations. And if we do that, we follow these regulations strictly. At the beginning, we may, it's explained, spiritual life is like walking on a razor's edge. A razor's edge is so thin and sharp. We tripping down on the right side, we're tripping down on the left side. It's not the royal road, the royal wide road that leads to hell. It's a difficult path, the narrow path, like walking on a razor's edge. So what to do? Everybody, at the beginning, from material addiction, coming to Krishna consciousness, will fall down from the principles. There's hardly a person who, the moment he takes to Krishna consciousness, he will never deviate ever again. Yes, he will fall down, and Srila Prabhupada had. We expected that. Accidental fall down. Why? Due to prolonged association with this material energy. We are habituated to try to enjoy this material energy. So then we try to become Krishna conscious. And then again we're tripping right or left from that razor's edge. What we have to do? If we fall down into sense gratification again, we're trying so hard to follow all these 4 rules and principles. But we yes, we will do some question in a moment. Abhay, thank you. You must stopwatch. Even though I didn't have the screen up, but I could hear a little bloop sound. Thank you, Abhay. So, what to do if we're tripping down, we're falling from the path? as quickly as possible getting back on. As quickly as possible. Put ourselves back. Good association, of course. And put ourselves back on the path. That's the only remedy. And in due course of time, we're growing more stronger and mature. And these fall downs will become less and less and less. And then we take initiation at one point, and we promise to follow these principles and chant 16 rounds. And that official formal promise in front of Guru, Fire, Vaishnavas, that helps us, as I explained the other day. Commitment is a good thing. Everybody's afraid of commitment. No, commitment is a good thing. Commitment will propel us forward. If we never commit ourselves, we will not make any spiritual progress. Impossible. We have to commit. All these steps are there in Srila Prabhupada's great mercy. He has created that program of getting us out of this material energy and back to Krishna. And back to Krishna means Krishna's spiritual energy, transcendental energies, transcendental abode, Goloka, Vrindavan, Vaikuntha, innumerable Vaikuntha planets, where in Krishna's superior energy. Just a quick word on, we have explained Krishna's internal, spiritual, Hladini Shakti energy, marginal energy, and the material energy, Daivi Esha Gunami, my divine energy. But the marginal energy, we haven't really said much about it. That's the living entities. We are marginal energy. We are in between. Because we have a material body, but by nature we are spirit. So we are in both camps. Therefore, if we turn towards spirit, while even having this material body, that is a way out. So that Krishna's three energies. And as Krishna's, as Srila Prabhupada explains in his purport, Krishna's superior energy is completely opposite in quality to material nature. Okay, here we stop and we take questions. Raise your hand. That is Amrita Radhe Mataji. Go ahead. You can speak it, you can type it, whichever you like.
Hare Krishna. Yes, thank you, Maharaj. My question, actually, someone had asked me this question, but you have touched on that point a little bit about fall downs and fall downs, basically how accidental fall downs can happen and such things. So the question is that we are all energies of Krishna, marginal energies of Krishna. We can either be in Maya, external energy, or we can either be in internal energy. In both cases, it's basically Krishna who is making us dance. So now if we fall down, then it's actually Krishna who caused the fall down, isn't it?
No.
So, okay, so could you please explain that?
Also, Krishna is a cause of all causes, sarva karana karanam, but Krishna is not, that's a very convenient thinking. Krishna is causing us to fall down. No. Krishna has given us a little bit of independence. Because Krishna is a total independent Lord. But because we are part and parcel of Krishna, we also have a little bit of independence. And our independence comes down to either we turn towards Krishna or we turn away in forgetfulness of Krishna. That's all, our independence, nothing more. So we are responsible, not Krishna. There are many people think like that. Krishna is responsible. No, we are responsible because we have set little independence. We can turn towards Krishna or we can turn away from Krishna. Okay, we may be inexperienced at the beginning, but there is a lot of help available. There is a spiritual master, there's a Shastra, there's a Vaishnavas who help us on sadhu sangha, how to navigate this material energy and how to remember Krishna, turn towards Krishna, and not getting captivated by this material energy. Does it answer your question, Amrita?
So Maharaj, basically, we have to make that choice every moment that no, I want to serve Krishna. No, I want to serve Krishna. Oh, even if Maya allures us, even if Maya is trying to trick us.
It's a question of spiritual advancement, and we have to, at least at the beginning, we are all on the Kanishta materialistic devotee platform. We have to get away from that platform as quick as possible, and we come in due course of time to a platform of nishta, steadiness. And Kadamba Swami, our late Kadamba Swami, yes, it was a beautiful lecture. He said even on that elevated level of, there is Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana, Kriya, Anartha, Nivritti, Nishta, Ruchi after. So Nishta, even on, we have gone through the Anartha Nivritti of clearing out all our material attachments and misconceptions, and we're coming to the steadiness of Nishta. Even Maya is not gone away, even on that stage of Nishta. But Maya is in a distance. So we have created a distance between us and Maya, which is very helpful. On that platform of Nishta, Maya is in a distance. So if Maya tries to attack us, we can see her coming, we can prepare ourselves. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna. The Prabhupada said like that. If we see Maya is coming, we're about to get overwhelmed by Maya. Hare Krishna, chant loudly, bring that consciousness back to Krishna. But if Maya at the beginning on a Kanishta level, if Maya stands not at a distance but right next to us, because we have been so intimately associated with Maya, so Maya's illusory energy is right next to us. What chance do we stand on if Maya is right next to us? She captures us in a split second. Very difficult. So we have to come to some more advancement in spiritual life. So Maya will not capture us. Okay, we have a question here. From Vijay. Within many Vaishnava schools, the statement, nothing happens without the sanction of Krishna or his expansion such as Paramatma, is broadly accepted. Texts often cited include Bhagavad Gītā 1861, the Supreme Lord is situated in everyone's heart, and so on. Nothing happens without Krishna's sanction. Losing a job happened, therefore losing the job happened with Krishna's sanction. So the devotee may say, Krishna sanctioned the event, but the proximate cause may still be karma. Another person's actions, economics, or circumstances. If one rejects that distinction and says permission from an omnipotent being already implies responsibility, that's a serious philosophical challenge. Oh, very deep philosophical question here from Vijay. Was it Vijay? Yes. there it can be said, or Srila Prabhupada is saying, Krishna sanctions, but we have to deserve as well. If Krishna sanctions something positive to happen, but we have to be deserving, means our karma is taken into consideration. That is a short answer. We cannot say that that is a pitfall. Said whatever we do is anyway Krishna is responsible for that. We are all in the hands of Krishna. Yes, but we can we are in the hands of Krishna. That is a factor. Totally. But we can be in the hands of Krishna's external energy or his internal energy. If we are in the hands of Krishna's external energy, we're not out of Krishna. And Krishna says, oh, this Jiva soul is lost. No, nobody is lost in Krishna. Krishna is so great, so all-encompassing. So even if we act in the material field, that's also Krishna's energy. But the result of acting in the material field is very different from acting in Krishna's internal energy. Because in the material field, we'll have to take birth and birth and birth and birth and death again and again. And if we act and absorb ourselves in Krishna's internal, spiritual, transcendental energy, then we are on the way out. We're going back home to Godhead. And where, as Srila Prabhupada explains in this verse today, to the eternal world, where we enjoy eternally. No more birth, no more death. Okay. Any other question? Anyone? That is Amisha. Okay. Do jivas always have to be born in the material world in order to return to Krishna, or can they make this journey from the spiritual planets too, which is 3 times bigger than the material world? Nice question. Actually, these jivas who come into this material world is a tiny small minority. Tiny small number. It so appears like the innumerable living entities in this world, in this universe, in all the universes, but that's a tiny small number, which we are called nitya baddha, eternally conditioned. Not eternally in the literal sense, but conditioned by the modes of material nature. For such a long time, it appears like an eternity. Nobody can trace when we fell into this material energy. The time scale is just so vast. So we are nitya baddhas, eternally conditioned living entity. What does it mean? We have so many conditions under which we think we could be happy. I can be happy if this, if that, and not this, and not that, and so many material conditions we need to be happy because we are so absorbed in the material energy. Then we have the nitya sittas, nitya sitta devotees, sitya. Sitya means perfected devotees. Nitya means eternal. They never fall down or come down to this material world. They are eternally in the spiritual world. And there's a vast majority of living entities in the spiritual world. They never come in contact with this material nature. They never have that desire to imitate Krishna. And they're staying in the spiritual world. So we are only a small number. But by our experience in this material world. Like there's a saying, once burned, twice shy. If we, by these principles and association and the mercy of the spiritual master, we getting elevated and coming to the platform of pure devotion and getting out of this material world, we will not come back. Once burned, twice shy, we will not come back. And at the end, we going back to Goloka, let's say, or Vaikuntha, it doesn't really matter at that point where we came from. We have gone through all these material experiences and repeated birth and death, that in fact that will all appear just like a dream. It was just a bad dream. And in the face of eternal spiritual existence in the spiritual world, so Kensei makes his journey from the spiritual planets to those Nitya Siddhas that generally don't come here. We came here somehow. Okay, Abai had a question also. You had your hands up, Abai. Could you please define Dharma? Is a literal English translation. Sometimes I see it as duty, occupation, nature, morality, ethics, righteous living. Please help. Yes. Dharma, sometimes translated as religion also. Well, Krishna says, Sarva Dharmam Parityaja. Dharma, there's a word. There's only one Dharma. Srila Prabhupada gives an example. What is the Dharma of the water? The water has some Dharma. The Dharma of the water is wet, wetness. The Dharma of the fire is heat and light. That gives us some idea what the Dharma is. It's an inherent quality, attribute of an object. So what is our inherent quality? Not religion, because religion I can change. Today I'm Hindu, tomorrow I'm Christian. Not ethics, that can be changed. Not morality, worldly morality. That is defined. What is moral today may be not moral in 100 years. What was moral 100 years ago is not considered moral today, because Kali Yuga is progressing. Not occupation, eternal occupation. Yes, we could say eternal occupation. So what's our Dharma? Like the quality of water is wetness, the quality of fire is heat and light. What's our Dharma which cannot be separated from us? We cannot separate the wetness from the water. It's always wet. Nor the heat and light from the fire. It's always heat and light. So what is it? What we cannot be separated from? Nitya Krishna Das, eternal servants of Krishna. That's our Dharma. That's a real Dharma. And the real meaning of the word. To be the constitution of the soul. Nitya Krishna Das. People don't know. There are servants of so many things. Servants of their senses, servants of their dog, servants of their wives, their families, their communities, their country, servants of humanity, philanthropy, and all of that. But that is not enough. The real Dharma is we are servants of Krishna. And Krishna is a complete whole. If we are servants of Krishna, we are servants of everyone. Devotees, we are recognizing the animals too. Where is that religion? Where is that philosophy? Even humanitarian or philanthropy. They're thinking of the human species. Every human species should be served. Every human being here. Why only human being? What about the animals? Plants, everything, all living entity. That's the highest philosophy. But Dharma is eternal servants of the Lord. Anything else? Of course, Dharma has been used in so many ways, so many other ways. But that's the ultimate definition of Dharma. So thank you all for coming here. Abhay, Amisha, Amrita, Ratimadati, Vracharaj, Krishna Das. I didn't even know that. Good said you write it in your name. Last time we met, Vracharaj, yes, I got that. But it's actually Vracharaj Krishna Das. That's your full name. That's a beautiful name. Vracharaj Krishna Das. He was a king, the servant of the king of Braj. So you're heading to Gokula, Goloka. And thank you, Prakash, you're still here. It's so late in Delhi, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, whichever. Ramananda, thank you. Hare Krishna from Italy. And Vijay, thank you from Wolverhampton. So we stop. Hare Krishna. See you Saturday. Hare Krishna.
Join the Bhakti podcast with deep insights into all matters spiritual. Like and subscribe to keep up to date with your inner self.